Hello and welcome to 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your producer, Jeremiah Long, and joining me to talk about the Iowa State Cyclones 2021 team is Logan Landers. How's it going, Mr. Landers?
Hey, what's going on, Jeremiah? Another team preview with you on this amazing Monday morning. Live and bright, early, 8 a.m., where we always start filming. Hey, I'm hyped, though. I'm ready to talk about Iowa State, man. This Cyclones team, people sleep on them. I'm ready to talk about them, though. Give them a more in-depth analysis, as you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, one person we know doesn't sleep on them is Matt Campbell, their head coach. And so Matt Campbell did a great job last year of getting this team some noise, getting them moving. And if I'm not mistaken, you said they ended out at number 9 last year, right?
Yep.
I mean, come on, guys. Iowa State Cyclones is not a team that I am super in depth on, which is why I'm really excited to hear this video and know more about the Iowa Cyclones. And if you're a huge Iowa State fan, please drop in the comments, what are your favorite moments from Iowa State history? What are your favorite moments coming up? And what is it that gets you excited? But without further ado, Mr. Landers, tell us about the Iowa State Cyclones and what we have to look forward to for their season.
Yeah, man. So, Iowa State had a very good year last year, finished 9-3 overall. So they're trying to improve on that even more. And hey, when you go 9-3, that is impressive already. But the thing with Iowa State that has a lot of people hyped for this upcoming season is, like I said, yes, they did finish in the top 10 last year, but people are thinking they could potentially make that big leap into that college football playoff potentially if things go well this year. And I think they have all the talent to do so. So just going over the team preview real quick, man. They have a lot of stars. They really do. First, let's start with a QB. That's always a great place to start. You got Brock Purdy, who is coming back. And, man, he is their – if you had the definition of just an all-time great guy who's been at this program, who's worked forever, who's been there forever, it seems like, it's Brock Purdy, man. He's set a bunch of records for Iowa State throughout his time there, and he's thrown for a lot of yards, almost 9,000 yards in his career, almost 65 touchdowns. So he's done a lot of work for Iowa State, man. And he is just the definition of a true gamer who's been there, who's been putting in work for a long time. And hopefully it can continue for one more year, man. And hopefully they can get even higher up in the rankings because, man, when he's clicking, he looks good. So I think that Brock Purdy's going to have another great, consistent season for the Cyclones this year. And I know all the fans out there love seeing this guy play. And, I do too, man. He's got a lot of potential. And he's got a lot of weapons around him specifically. And let's keep going with those weapons, man. Charlie Collier, people say he might be the best tight end in college football. Not just in Iowa State, man. Not just for Iowa State, not just for the division, not just for the Big 12, but in all of college football. Because, man, like I said, last year, 44 catches, 491 yards. That is great production from your tight end. And also 7 scores, which led the team. So this guy is definitely leading the offensive charge when it comes to the receiving corps. And I definitely see him getting a few more looks this upcoming year for the NFL draft, which will be calling his name pretty soon, I think, as long as he keeps up that production from last year. Also, you can't do it alone. You can't just have a really good tight end. You got to have a lot of other great players as well. Of course, Chase Allen, another great offensive prospect, I think. Xavier Hutchinson as well. Those are guys who are all going to help out the Iowa State team. And, man, I think that Iowa State could shock people this year. So I think, too, man, the offensive line, like I said, the offensive line is a key part for any team, honestly. And Iowa State's getting pretty lucky, man. They've got 2 guys who are really good players on this team with Colin Newell and Derek Schwigger, both all Big 12 talents who are on that O-line, who are veterans who have been in the trenches for a long time. And, man, the key piece, I think, to this Iowa State team is their running back, Breece Hall, and who is looking to have he had a breakout year last year, who's hoping to build on it this year, and I think he fully can, honestly. But, man, last year was impressive. 1,572 yards, 21 touchdowns as well. So he is definitely helping that offense in any way he can, whether it be running the ball, whether it be getting some catches as well. And he is the key, I think, to the Iowa State offense and how it keeps running. So if he can have another good year like he did last year, which people, didn't really know too much about him. He wasn't really highly recruited, highly ranked. And then he just went out last year and absolutely shocked everybody with his production. I think that he could have another good season, man. And Iowa State, man, if you're a fan, you don't want this guy to leave. You want to keep him around, and Iowa State could be a powerhouse for a long time. But hey, he's got a lot of really good talent. But let's move on to the defense side of the ball, because the defense, man, they are looking pretty solid as well. They're getting a lot of guys coming back. 12 of the top 15 tacklers from last year are coming back this season, so that's what you love to see. And I mean, they had a pretty solid defense. All in all, they allowed under 250 points a game, about 3 touchdowns, which isn't too shabby. So I think that if they can just keep with that, and if their offense can keep what they've been doing with their production, they could have a good season. Mike Rose, of course, at the linebacking position is an absolute stud. Had 96 tackles last year, so he is definitely going to help out that linebacking core, all in all. And, man, I think that the defense is going to be a really good key, too. If they can get to the quarterback as well. The D-line is going to – they lost a guy or two, but it's all right, though, because I think they're going to be fine, though. And I think the secondary, which is key, they didn't allow that many yards, around 237 yards a game. That's not too bad, all in all, I think. That so you've got a few guys who are really good back there. Greg Eisworth is an amazing safety, playing deep. And also Isham Young, who could be, the next guy, the next man up, as we always like to say. He's got 50 tackles last year. So I think that overall, I think that on offense, you've got guys who are consistent, who are coming back, who are going to have another great season. And on defense, you're getting more of the veterans. You get more of the leaders. You're getting guys who have been around for a while and who can really help out this Iowa State team. So overall, man, I think that Iowa State could shock some people this year. It would not shock me at all if they get into that top 4 of the college football playoff, because they've got just absolute stars everywhere when you look at it. Offense, defense, they are solid throughout the entire program with a great head coach as well. So I think that Iowa State, they're going to have a tremendous season. They're going to build on last year, and I see them getting double-digit wins this year, and that could catapult them into that top 4, into that college football playoff. But who knows, man? We'll have to see. Looks like you muted there, buddy.
I just stay muted on this one, don't I? Yeah, this is one of those great ones that I really feel like something big could happen soon. Oh, we got a good comment coming in from Twitch there. But yeah, so we don't know exactly what will happen, but this is one of those teams. Do not sleep on Iowa State. Iowa State is going to bring that power. They're also, again, like I was mentioning in another one of our videos recently, this is the type of team that might come in there and might upset a big team unexpectedly. And then once they do that, it's off to the races. And another thing, I believe you're right. Like all the production coming out of their camp and all of the people coming in, to the new season, it is going to shake things up. It's going to be a big season. And finally, the biggest thing that I want to see, and that I think we're all wanting to see as football fans, is we want to see people in the stadium. We want to see people come and tailgate, enjoy themselves, have a great, their college experience at Iowa State, is supposed to be about tailgating and having a great time and meeting your friends and watching a great football game, win, lose, or draw. And I think that is one of the things that we're all looking the most forward to, is getting back together and experiencing football together. Well, if you are watching our show, thank you so much, especially our Iowa State fans. We love you guys, and we want to do these team preview videos to make sure you get all the information you need about your team. And if you are listening to us on our podcast, thank you. But if you haven't jumped over to listen to our podcast yet, definitely jump over to Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, or anywhere else that you listen to podcasts, and just look up 100 Yards of Football. We put out a new podcast practically every day, and we cover all of the great teams. We have player previews, we have coaching previews, we have interviews with players and coaches, when we have amazing game coverage coming up soon, and we cover everything here, and we have an amazing crew that we do that with, including Mr. Landers here, who just broke down Iowa State, and also our founder, Vincent Turner, who is a literal football encyclopedia. Plus, we also have first-round draft pick from the 1981 draft, Mr. Bobby Butler, and we've got a coaching expert, Coach Kevin Bull Jones. And between our entire team, we bring you the most in-depth coverage. We keep it on the field, we keep it positive, and we do everything we can to make sure you have all the information you need coming into the football seasons. So for everybody here at 100 Yards of Football, I am Jeremiah Long, the producer, and this is Logan Landers, our amazing host, and he was breaking down the Iowa State Cyclones for their 2021 team. And we'll be back with another team preview here shortly. Thank you.